It happened between champagne laughter and violin strings. A wedding. Perfect, curated, staged. White roses, gold lights. A family pretending to be whole. Then she walked in. My niece, 6 years old, small as a whisper in lace and ribbons, found her seat at the children's table. She picked up the place card, smiling like she belonged. Then she read it. Fake daughter. The sound left her mouth too softly at first, like she didn't understand the words. Then louder. Fake daughter. The laughter around the hall thinned into silence. The kind of silence that stings. Her face folded. Confusion first, then humiliation. I saw my sister-in-law's smirk, the slight, satisfied curl, and my wife's quick, nervous glance at her. Something inside me froze. Not shattered, not yet, just stopped. I didn't move, didn't rush to comfort the child, because it wasn't about the child anymore. It was about the card, the handwriting, the message, the coordination. I didn't scream, I just decided. That was the moment everything changed. After dinner, when the lights dimmed and the dancing began, I stood near the bar, untouched drink in hand. I watched them, my wife, her sister, her mother, laughing, whispering, avoiding my eyes. The card had been placed deliberately. The handwriting, elegant, familiar. My wife. That night in bed, she said, "Kids are sensitive. Maybe someone played a prank." Her voice was smooth, practiced, but I'd seen the way she'd looked when the girl cried. That momentary flicker of guilt. Or fear. No, fear. Because the fake daughter wasn't just a phrase. It was a slip. A truth that escaped too early. Our niece was adopted. Everyone knew. But why my wife? Why that word? Why that venom? Unless, I stopped the thought before it finished. Because finishing it would make it real. The next week, I watched. Quietly. Her phone, always face down. A new passcode. Messages deleted before I could ask who they were from. I told myself I trusted her, but trust felt like swallowing glass. So I did what I do best, observe. The night she said she was with her sister, her car wasn't in their driveway. The perfume on her jacket wasn't hers. And once, when she came home late, she smelled faintly of baby lotion. I started keeping records, small notes in my phone, dates, times, details. Every lie has a rhythm. You just have to listen long enough to hear the beat. Then, one evening, while she showered, I checked the trash bin on her laptop. Emails, deleted but not gone. One stood out. Subject line, "We need to talk about the test." My heart didn't race. My hands didn't shake. They should have, but I'd already gone numb. Inside the email, attachments. DNA reports. 2 names. Our niece, my wife. The words blurred at first, but one line stayed sharp. Probability of maternity, 99.97%. I reread it under the blue light of the screen until dawn. There was no room for misunderstanding. No way to explain this away. My wife wasn't her aunt. She was her mother. The wedding card hadn't been a prank. It was guilt made visible. By morning, I'd already planned how it would end. When she came to breakfast, still wearing the silk robe she thought disarmed me, I slid the printed report across the table. No words. Her face drained color. "I can explain," she whispered. I almost smiled. "Of course you can." She reached for my hand. I didn't move. Tears followed, the usual script. But I wasn't in her play anymore. I told her there would be a family dinner. Her parents, her sister, everyone who had watched me raise another man's child without knowing. When they sat around the table, I handed each of them an envelope. Same report, same truth. The room cracked open in gasps and silence. Her mother cried. Her sister stared at the floor. My wife just broke. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a quiet collapse, like a building losing its frame. I spoke only once. She called her fake daughter, but she was right about one thing. Everything about you was fake. Then I stood, walked out, didn't look back. I moved out the next morning, left the keys on the counter. No notes, no messages. In the mirror, I barely recognized the man staring back. Not older, just emptier, but clean. The truth has a strange weight. It crushes you first, then clears the air. People say closure is forgiveness. They're wrong. Closure is silence. Weeks later, I saw a photo online. Her, holding our niece, smiling like nothing had happened. I didn't feel anger, not anymore, just distance. Because some betrayals aren't meant to be avenged. They're meant to be survived. And as I closed the screen, the last thought that came wasn't bitter or sad. It was simple. I finally knew who the fake one was.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.